And from Cuba, the ex-account of the Presidency of the Republic announced the creation of a new space for communication, which will be hosted by President Miguel Díaz-Canel to address the country's news and issues. From the Presidency is the name given to the YouTube channel, and in its first episode, the head of state commented on the events of last Sunday, March 17th, when citizens from some localities of the country took to the streets to protest against the long blackouts and delays in the delivery of the standard family basket. Far right-wing news media and U.S. politicians took advantage of these events to motivate a social outbreak on the island. Alongside the Minister of Energy, Vicente de la O. Levy, Diaz-Canel analyzed the current energy situation in the country and the prospects for a short and medium-term solution. The Cuban leader, in his first program on the digital platform YouTube, reiterated that his government involves the Cuban people in every decision taken.
The decisions that are taken in Cuba are made considering the opinion of the population, the analysis of the population. The most complex processes in our country are submitted to popular debate. Right now, we are starting with the priorities that we have set for this year. We are in 4 discussion processes that began with the party militancy and that are going to include the population and the communities on the importance of strengthening unity based on the statements and the call by the General of the Army in his speech for the 65th anniversary of the triumph of the revolution in Santiago de Cuba, on the economic measures announced by Prime Minister Marrero at the National Assembly of the People's Power, and which have already begun to be applied with other methodology we have proposed, with other philosophy, when the conditions are created, when the compensation measures are in place for those who may be most affected.
The Cuban president also stressed that behind the alleged demonstrations of March 17th, there is an orchestrated operation from the United States that seeks to destabilize order in the nation.
We're not naive. Here there was also an operation of unconventional warfare, and they applied the same script they always apply, and the script was predetermined. They focused on peaceful demonstrations. After the peaceful demonstration, they begin to talk about police repression, about political prisoners. After the political prisoners, they begin to say that there is ungovernability and that it is a failed state. And after that, they begin to talk about a change of government. All a falsehood, a whole setup, a whole conspiracy that responds to the manuals of unconventional warfare.
On the other hand, Diaz-Canel assured that only a socialist system such as the one that exists in Cuba has the commitment to solve the problems of the people.
The enemy wants to see us in confrontation. The enemy is not interested in solving Cuba's problems. If the enemy were to intervene in Cuba and take over Cuba, which they could never do, and we know why, and that's Maceo's phrase, they would not solve the problems of electricity, nor would they solve food problems, because the logic of capital does not solve these types of problems.